and the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia.
Welcome back to the Jack Sparrow channel. I am Jack, and today I wanted to talk about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I like that show. It wasn't my favorite show. I didn't watch it religiously. I wouldn't claim to be a super fan like a certain Kevin that we know who claimed to, first he said that I was never really a fan of He-Man, and then he followed that up, when he got the producer gig for this to say, oh, I'd rush home to watch it a year before it came out. Yeah. I guess he just kind of forgot the dates, right? I mean, after all, he's 50 and he's a pretty big, stoner, so who knows? I heard that stuff makes you forget things, but I don't know. I'm not going to judge. It may have been a slip of the lip, but all indications are that he's full of the big old brown dookie on that one. You know what I mean? But anyway, apparently there's some sort of kerfuffle here. We got, let's rewind the clock back just over a year, shall we? Clownfish TV came out with this thing, insider report that says it's going to be the TEELA show, and that's going to be, He-Man's going to be sidelined, and it's going to be disrespecting He-Man, and blah, 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 and it's going to be another girl power thing, right? And then that certain Kevin comes on and bashes them, says that they're full of you-know-what, and that's a lie. It's literally all about He-Man. Okay, well, then the marketing comes out. And all the stuff is like, it's He-Man-centric. It's all, revolving around He-Man. You got Battle Cat, you got Skeletor, and it looks like it might actually be about He-Man, and the animation looks absolutely amazing. Maybe Clownfish TV is wrong, right? Maybe they got this one wrong. Maybe Hollywood isn't going to, or somebody from Hollywood isn't going to pull a fast one on us and screw us over and then hype us up on something and then, yank the carpet out from underneath us so we fall into a big vat of poo. And that ain't going to happen, is it? No, not this time, right? Right. And then what happened? IGN came out with their reviews and stuff and said, this is a TEELA show. And they flat out said, this is TEELA's show. And He-Man gets, killed off twice in 5 episodes, I guess? I don't know. I ain't watched it. I'm not going to watch it. I lost interest when the bait and switch thing happened. I was stoked just because from a nostalgic standpoint, bring back some of my, like I said, it wasn't my favorite show. Thundercats wasn't my favorite show either. Thundercats, ho! But I loved watching both of those because, what little boy in the 80s wouldn't love that? And what little boy in the 80s didn't run around with, a plastic sword or a stick or something like that, and I have the power! Who didn't do that? This is what you did in the 80s, and it was awesome. He-Man was awesome, and it was called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, not TEELA and the Masters of the Universe. Not Whammon and the Masters of the Universe. Masters, not TEELA and the Mistresses of the Universe. It's not what it was called. It was called He-Man. So anyway, everybody's upset. And of course, Kevin Smith pulled out his Ryan Johnson, and no, that's not a euphemism. This is a family-friendly show. He pulled out the Ryan Johnson card, albeit it was really little. He pulled out the Ryan Johnson card and showed that he's just like one of them. All these years of pumping up this, I'm such a super fan and a geek, and I'm one of you. I'm 50 years old and I wear my, baseball hat backwards and wear Pumas because I'm like one of you. I'm a geek, even though he looks like a 5-year-old wearing his daddy's baseball cap. And the only 50-year-olds I know just wearing Pumas all the time, don't have a job, don't have any ambition, they're kind of losers. Loser and the DBAGS of the universe. So anyway, Silent Bob, should have stayed silent. I was never a big fan of Kevin Smith. I mean, I liked the movies. The Jersey movies were fun. They were entertaining. Jay and Silent Bob were my favorite characters because, Jay was a douchebag and ran his mouth too much. And Silent Bob, at near the end of every movie or some part in the movie, he'd break his silence and have this really wise anecdote or just totally, berate, Jay, the whole thing with the jazz hands thing. He's like, that was funny. Those were good. They're entertaining movies. They weren't good movies, but they're entertaining movies. It's ironic because he was silent and he came out with this wisdom every once in a while, but through all of this, he's shown what a fool he is. And it says in the Bible, and I'm going to paraphrase here. It says in the Bible that you don't know a fool until they speak, essentially. If the person never talks, you wouldn't know that they're a fool. But then they open their mouth and they start talking, and that's a fool. And that's what we got with Silent Bob bumping his gums. And it's sad, but that's where we're at. And, he's pulling, he's attacking the fans as like all of the rest of them tend to do. They tend to attack the fans. Senator man babies, review bombing, all the usual insults and, put downs and slams because heaven forbid somebody wants to watch a He-Man show that's about He-Man. Oh no. And so he's even got Ryan Johnson on his, getting his back, of course. And, Mr. Kevin, nobody's upset that the show's about TEELA. A lot of people probably wouldn't be as interested if it was marketed as the TEELA show. Nobody would have cared as much at all. Some people would have been disappointed, sure. I myself wouldn't have been interested in watching a TEELA show because I liked He-Man. I didn't care about TEELA. It's about He-Man. I like to see He-Man kick Skeletor's butt. That's always fun. This was about TEELA, and you told everybody it was literally all about He-Man, and then you killed off He-Man and you made it about TEELA, and it was about TEELA the whole time. That's what people are mad about. They're pissed about that. It's about the lie and the bait and switch. It's not about the character you decide to roll with. If you advertise it, hey, we're going in this direction, and we think we have some really interesting things here, and I think there's a cool direction that we can go with this character who is, maybe underutilized, or maybe, see where things could have gone. Maybe probably would, people would have been more for that. And, but you decided to lie about it. You decided to bait and switch. And now you're reaping what you sow. It has 30% on Rotten Tomatoes for a reason. From the audience. But they're all wrong because all the paid shills all said it was glorious and amazing, right? Because critics know what they're talking about. Somebody who watches it, ignore your lying eyes. You don't know what you're freaking talking about. You are a moron. You're an idiot. So congratulations. You should just call your show Kevin and the Douchebags of the Universe. Being in the right company of Captain Marvel and Last Jedi, that ain't right company. Don't attack your fans because you just lost them all, what you had. You lost your credibility and you exposed yourself as a fool, a shill, and just like one of the other Hollywood hacks. You were never one of us, you were never a fan, and you're a moron. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you think it's the most amazing thing ever? And if you do, that's fine. I mean, you're allowed to like stuff. I'm not going to give you a hard time about it. After all, you didn't make it and lie about it. But if you like it, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. Don't forget to like the video. Not like thumbs down. I'm pointing down. Like. You know, that thing. Subscribe for more juicy content. And, screw you, Kevin. Screw you, buddy. Screw you. We'll talk to you again real soon.